Madelyn Allen was only 19 years of age and attended Snow College in Utah. In December 2021, Madelyn had started chatting with a guy on Kik, an instant free messaging app, and chatting for a couple of weeks before the two decided to meet up. So on December the 13th, 2021, at 9:22 p.m, Madelyn had got ready and left the dorm at Snow Hill College to go out and meet up with this young man. The following morning, Madelyn's parents had become concerned after receiving a message from Madelyn at 7:20 a.m. The message read, "I love you." For whatever reason, her parents felt that this was odd and not something that Madelyn would usually send them. The parents had tried to get in touch with Madelyn, but after no luck, the couple got in touch with their cell phone provider, who told them that the message had come from 87 miles away from Madelyn's dorm. It was not right. Why would Madelyn be so far away from home at such an early time in the morning? And sending a message to them that was not like their daughter. They wondered if it was even Madelyn messaging them, and wondered if her phone had been stolen. Madelyn did not have a car, she did not have a license. How could she have gotten so far away? The couple contacted Snow Hill College, who said that their daughter was not there. The couple had now been that concerned that they contacted authorities to report their daughter missing. They told authorities that they thought their daughter might be having some kind of mental health crisis. Madelyn's roommates were also concerned and reported her missing to authorities when she did not arrive back from her date. After all, it was just not like her to stay away and not let anyone know where she was. When police reached out to Snow College, they did everything they could to help the police with their inquiries, even downloading surveillance footage showing Madelyn leaving the college dorm just before 9:30 that night. She was seen in footage wearing a dark skirt, a white-coloured long-sleeve top/jacket, and was carrying a bag. Friends, the college, family and law enforcement were all out searching for Madelyn. Although she had not been seen on any footage returning to the college, they still did a thorough search of all the buildings, while family and friends searched all of the places Madelyn would usually visit. Her family were concerned that their daughter was 87 miles away after they'd received this message. They wanted to search that area, although they had no idea where to look. On Friday, December the 17th, the police held a press conference. Madelyn's father, along with law enforcement officials, gave a public plea to anyone who knew where Madelyn was to come forward to help them with their inquiries. They pleaded with their daughter to come home, telling her that they were worried. Her father gave information on Madelyn to help the public better understand their concerns. Madelyn had been born prematurely. At birth, she experienced a brain bleed. He said that since then, she had suffered from many disabilities, mental and emotional challenges, but despite it all, she continually overcame most of these challenges. She loves art and music, participating in many musical theatre plays, as well as the choir. In her spare time, she liked to make a bit of extra money. She would work as a lifeguard and other jobs. Her father told how everything his daughter had faced, that she remained a fighter. He said, "Friends, from our family to yours, and as Madelyn's parents, we are asking for your help. If greater awareness of Maddie and this picture helps to bring her home, we ask you to please share this with everyone you know. We believe she is facing some kind of major mental health crisis and she needs our help. We need to find her."
We know that you're brave and that you're strong. We see you and we love you beyond our ability to express, and we're here for you.
Police looked into the message that Maddie had sent, using cell tower information to try and track Madelyn's phone and her. They looked at surveillance footage in and around the area and put together a timeline of events when Maddie had last been seen, and looked into who she was apparently meeting. They wondered if she was being held against her will. The FBI started assisting law enforcement with their inquiries, and it was coming up to Christmas. Madelyn's family were becoming more and more concerned about where she could be. In the search for Madelyn, law enforcement used cell tower information as they tried to track Madelyn and her phone. This took them to Wayne County, Utah, almost 90 miles away from her college. Certainly a long way from where people had been searching for her. This town, with only 500 homes, saw law enforcement knocking on almost every door. They were asking the public if they had seen Madelyn. They were putting up posters, knocking on doors. When officers came to Main Street in the town, they saw a grey home set back off the road. It had a flag in the yard, and it seemed to have what looked like a basement. As officers got to the front door and knocked, they saw a blonde-haired, petite young woman in the basement through the window. A man answered the door. He was 39-year-old Brent Brown. Brent said that his parents were not home. The home was owned by his parents, and currently he was in the house on his own. But officers' alarm bells were going off as he told them that he was on his own, and apparently there was this blonde-haired woman down in the basement. So officers asked if they could come in and search the home, but Brent told them without his parents' permission, it would not be possible. Officers were now very concerned that Madelyn could be down in this basement. This man was acting really cagey. And who was the woman down in the basement? If he had nothing to hide, why would he not just let them in? As much as officers wanted to check the home without a search warrant, they just couldn't. So they put the house under surveillance as officers pushed for a warrant, and it was granted. Only a few hours later, police were back and they arrived at Brent's house, this time waiving the warrant. As police searched the home, they found a Snow ID card with Madelyn's name on it. Police felt that they were now closer to finding her. Had she been in this home? Police searched for this blonde woman down in the basement, and as they saw her, she ran towards a cold storage unit in the basement. When officers walked through this cold storage unit through the darkness, they found Madelyn. She was still alive and absolutely petrified. Maddie stood there completely covered head to toe in coal dust and completely unclothed. Police found something to cover Maddie in, and they told her not to worry anymore, that she was safe. They took her directly away from the home. She was reunited with her family, and she had to go to hospital where they gave her a thorough examination. After 5 days, Madelyn had been found and she was still alive. But what had come out was enough to completely shatter her parents. Police held a press conference to tell the public that Madelyn had been found alive.
Last night when Madelyn was located, Madelyn was taken to a nearby hospital for an examination, after which she was able to interact with her family.
And yet we got the phone and he called, as he had done many times, and he said, "I have her." And we dropped to our knees.
Her family told how they had dropped to their knees when they had been told that Madelyn had been found. 39-year-old Brent Brown had been taken into custody. Apparently, Brent and Madelyn had met in an online chat group to do with bondage. Madelyn had given her number to him, and the pair had arranged to meet on that Monday night. Brent arranged to pick Maddie up in his car from the college, but it was said that the person Maddie was supposed to have met was not the person that she saw when she got to the car. Madelyn said that they got back to the home. Brent had made her strip down from all of her clothes, and she did not see them again. For the entire 5 days she was in that basement, she was completely naked. Brent apparently took away her phone, only allowing her to send that one message at 7 a.m. the following morning. Madelyn had been tied up with just enough rope to get to the toilet or to get food. Other than that, she had to remain in that basement tied up. Brent had apparently RAPED'd her many times each day, often becoming quite violent with her. Brent had told Madelyn that he had mailed her mobile phone to Arizona, so police could not find her, telling her that the police had stopped looking for her entirely. So police now had Brent in a cell. They needed to interview him to get his version of events. Brent would tell officers that he had met Madelyn in this chat group to do with bondage, and that they had arranged to meet up, with him offering to pick Maddie up from the college. He told officers that the whole tying up thing, the stripping down and taking away her phone, was all part of their consensual agreement to meet up for sex roleplay, and it was something that the pair had discussed in messages and in the chat group, a kind of fancy roleplay thing. Detectives got to work searching through mobile phones and computers, looking at messages in these groups that they had apparently been part of. But after all of their investigations, police believed that they had enough evidence to suggest that Brent Brown had taken her against her will. He was charged with 6 felonies, including RAPE, aggravated SA, aggravated kidnapping, and obstructing justice. After her ordeal, Madelyn spoke out on her Instagram saying,
"Hi guys, I just wanted to thank you so much for your support and your prayers and your fasting while I was missing. Just thank you so much."
Now in 2024, in court, Brent Brown had been ordered to serve at least 1 year or up to 20 years in prison. The 6th District Judge Marvin Bagley ordered Brent Neil Brown, who was 42 at the time of his court case, to serve 2 concurrent terms of 1 to 15 years in prison for obstructing justice, for kidnapping, second-degree felonies, and a 0 to 5 years for formidable sex abuse and a 3rd-degree felony. If you're the changed person you say you are, then there is a lot of leeway for the Board of Pardons to let you out. If not, there's a lot of leeway for them to hold you, Bagley said when sentencing him on the 30th of September 2024. In court, it was said that Madelyn had felt like an outcast during her first semester at college in 2021, and that when she turned to strangers on the internet to help her get away from her feelings without thinking about the consequences, "I felt like I deserved to be treated wrongly," she said, "because I wasn't good enough," she said. She met Brent Brown in a chat room and they arranged to meet. The investigators said that the relationship quickly became non-consensual. Madelyn said that she was held against her will, RAPED'd multiple times a day, and threatened both physically and verbally. She was tied up when he was at work, and Brent Brown told her he was the only one who cared for her and that police and family were no longer looking for her. Brent Brown pleaded no contest to 3 charges as part of a plea deal. In exchange, charges of RAPE, object RAPE, aggravated ping, aggravated sex, aggravated assault were all dismissed. Bagley told Brent Brown he was fortunate he was caught before anything more serious happened. He also said there are some people in Wayne County that might have just taken justice into their own hands if you'd have not have been arrested, and a jury would have probably been more harsh had the case gone to trial. He said Brent Brown got an extremely good result. It should have been obvious to you within 2 to 3 hours that she was no longer consenting. There's just too many things that she cannot consent to, he said. But, he said, there is no question that the crimes deserve a prison sentence. So what do you think to this case, guys? Do you think that this was consensual, that she thought she was actually meeting a young boy that was the same age or a young girl that was the same age of her, and that when she saw who it was, she no longer consented? What do you think to this case? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd be really interested to know what you think. As always, guys, take care, and I'll be back with you again soon. Bye for now.